Chance with a nice body check here. Titov has got to do a better job in protecting himself. He gets caught on the turnbuckle, but you have to be aware of that. Different ways to get your team going. Chelios keeping Fleury to the outside here, something that Chicago's defense has done really well.
Nichols, Murphy, Craven. So good in game one for Chicago. Nylander will take his man out, control the face-off, but now a penalty for interference coming up from Carey Fraser.
Let's see what happens. Look at Nylander with his feet. Gets the body in front, kicks it out. Now watch Fleury come in right there. The left foot, commonly known as the slew foot. Another look. This is more what Tabaracci saw. And Fraser with the correct call.
Chiasson going after it, gets it before it rolls through to Tabaracci, and Chiasson almost colliding with Roenick. Just got out of the way, and then he goes after the puck and sends Chicago back.
Chiasson almost hit Roenick in the same way at the blue line in the first game. Roenick just missed 21 to reciprocate.
Here's Suter, good shooting position, scores! Up to Kevin Dahl, who's playing forward tonight along with Jamie Huscroft. Here Paget goes with 8 defensemen. Chance digs it free as he's knocked to the ice by Huscroft. No call from Carey Fraser. Right in front of the Chicago bench, and that'll create a mix-up, and Probert moves in along with Ciccone.
Big body check here on Chance. Look how he prepares himself, but Huscroft simply out-muscles and crushes Chance. Now Chelios is on his way in after that body check. Huscroft gets 2 minutes for roughing here, but watch Chelios. He's coming in pretty darn quick, and if I'm Huscroft, sorry, I'm going to do the same thing.
Belfour sent it along the boards. Nichols, he can't clear. Turnover in the zone, and the backhand by McCarthy missed as Belfour was down. And a penalty coming up to the Calgary Flames. Knocked off Roenick's stick, but Amonte carries through. Albolin pushes him wide. And then Albolin gets some help, but then a giveaway inside the zone. Savard back to the slot. Roenick didn't miss by much. Open net, scores!
You're asked to dance. You politely decline. McCarthy doing everything he can to get Probert involved in a scrap. Probert knows that he'd rather have McCarthy on the ice right now simply because Chicago has got the edge. Cruz comes in to try and get things going, but some excellent discipline by Probert, simply declines the invitation.
That had Gord Brosiker ducking on the far side as the puck comes to Chance. Now to Probert. Probert back for Chance! Scores!
Watch Murphy stick it up on Trevor Kidd. A bit of a senseless penalty.
That pass hopped over Cruz's stick, which means another icing coming up as Brent Sutter plays it. With 13-17 to go in the third, and the Hawks with a 3-goal lead on Calgary. Shots on goal 28-21 at this point, and now they're mixing it up. Trent Yanni, Ciccone, Sutter, McCarthy in the middle of it, and Probert. Boy, some tough dudes out there.
Now Calgary might be looking for a little bit of help in a few ways. Sutter gets to the puck first on the icing, and then a few little pushes and shoves. Nothing serious after that, but a couple of guys will go to the box as a result. Yanni's in there right now.
Amonte, here's Roenick, back to the point. It goes to Suter, but it hopped over his stick. Ronnie Stern has Belfour coming way out to play it. Suter bumps him, and late call here from Carey Fraser as that was shot through. And now they're going after Stern. Carey Fraser had blown the whistle prior to that shot, and Belfour shaken up a little bit.
Belfour had a decision to make, and he made it quickly. Looks like his left leg is perhaps a little bit sore. Stern caught it pretty good as he went through. Just in time to brace himself for Belfour coming out. Now the question comes to mind a little bit like it did in Toronto, I'm sure, when Kyprios went over Fleury. Was it intentional or not? Stern goes into Amonte. Amonte clearly embellishing that particular confrontation. Tried to get some extra points out of Fraser.
Ronnie Stern gets 4 minutes. We were talking about that game one, how quickly the Flames could get on Belfour, maybe knock him off his game a little bit. That's not necessarily the way to do it as we take another look at it.
You said knock him off his game, not knock him off his feet.
Right, yes.
Sometimes they do go hand in hand. Stern took a bit of a beating there as well, and if you're doubting Monte, a bit of a push, not quite enough to knock Monte down, but...
To Chelios. Quickly, Nichols deflected by Patrick Stick. Fleury ran into Craven, and Fleury went down, lost his helmet. Here's Suter. Nichols shooting. Tabaracci safe. Rebound knocked down and out. Fleury took a beating far side.
Well, and Kerry Fraser is just about set to call another penalty, so Chelios dumps it in, and as soon as Calgary touches it, there will be a 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes. Now, Fraser is not happy at all with Fleury, and I think Fleury is probably getting 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct. 3-0 Hawks.
Well, Theoren Fleury's night is done.
The only way Fleury gets back in the game is if this game goes to overtime. Fleury trips up Murphy in front of the net. Right before this, the reason Fleury's helmet is off, Murray Craven really raked him as Fleury went to hit Craven. And it took a couple of extra officials to get Fleury off the ice. In fact, he is fortunate that Kerry Fraser did not assess any extra penalties outside of the 10-2 that Fleury has right now.
Theoren Fleury was in the box, and here it is. This one, Theoren Fleury found out he got 10 from Kerry Fraser, tried to go at him. Gord Brosiker restraining him. I remember last year working the San Jose Calgary series, a similar incident. Fleury upset, tossed, came back with a vengeance. Healthy scratches by Pierre Pagé. Here's Nylander. Rink wide and shot in. Puck was loose. Lemieux couldn't get it, and that shot by Amonte hit Nylander up in the face, and he's down and hurt. And he's bleeding. He's been cut. Bearcat Murray out quickly to attend to him.
Now the old Bearcat's 63 years young now. Told me this morning, asked him how much longer are you going to keep doing this, and he said, when a linesman can beat me to an injured player, it's time for me to leave. And as much as we certainly don't want to make light of it with Nylander, going to require a few stitches here. The old pot licker gets on things very quickly. Doesn't like to see guys hurt, but sure takes care of them. Amade went to the backhand. Nylander's head was in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's a pretty good looking gash there as Bearcat gets a little bit of pressure on it.
Good news is it's above the eye and not underneath that eyebrow.
Probert has played a very disciplined hockey game. He's thrown out big checks at the right time. He's been skating as well as I've ever seen him skate. Finishing his body checks, keeping the stick down, not taking penalties. I even saw him go over to Weinrich one time and pull him out of a tussle. Never saw that before. It's not going to win you 2 games, maybe 1, but not 2.
Jocelyn Lemieux. As Zalapsky has it, penalty coming up to Chicago as Rick Tabaracci makes his way to the bench. Lemieux hurt on the far side. Now he goes in after it as Ciccone will get there ahead of Dahl. So the Calgary Flames with 1:53 to play. Unless something else develops here, and it looks like it is going to. Would have had the man advantage, but we'll see how Kerry Fraser sorts all this out.
Well, Ron Stern had to jump up to catch big Ciccone. Ciccone was in the middle of it with Jocelyn Lemieux, I think, after Murphy had done something to 45 Red.
Well, is this still how the Flames try and send some sort of message for Game 3, Jim?
Well, some people don't understand this part of the game, but I got to tell you, it's very, very important. And when you can send a message, sometimes physically, it requires to do that. Now, Murphy put a pretty good slash on Lemieux. And as I said, Ciccone got in the middle of their difference. Here's a look at it right here. No reason for it, but the slash right above the glove and the elbow pad, and that feels.
Then he went back to try and give him the elbow.
Tried to straighten him out twice.
So Murphy's night is done, obviously, with just 1:53 to go. Back of the goal to Nylander. Flames crowd the front of the net. Zalapski. Titov shooting. McCarthy, Belfour down. He'll hang on. With 9.3 seconds left. Zalapski breaking his stick in disgust. As Cruz gives a shot to Shantz. And now wants to go with him, but he's being held back by Don Van Massenhoven. The Hawks up 2-0.